So it's not sunrise and it's not morning, but we're here. Okay, welcome to Third Sunday. Welcome to Sunrise Soul. This is the Bible Gateway for Christians new to tarot. Welcome in. Today we're using a new tarot deck, and I'm so excited to show this to you guys. This is the Mean Girls Tarot, and you will see it getting unboxed on my lifestyle channel, XO Felicia Trees, for behind the scenes at Use Can Manifest org. But welcome in, you guys. Let's hop into it. Please excuse my tardiness. We are doing the best that we can. But let's get into how men are viewing you. These men are very dangerous. They see you as Queen Bee. Want no smoke with me. For a fact, you have men spooked by your Midas touch. You are a creative ability or entrepreneurial spirit that turns anything into gold. You are a star, and they know that you are a star. You have their heart. However, there's a situation as divine feminine where you've needed to duck and dodge this person's abusive blows. These men are very abusive. They know that you're the queen. They know that you have the Midas touch. But they continue to do things to sabotage them and you. They have a problem with your occupation and they fall prey to these evil spirits around you. These people have third parties that are false. Fish, false person. And you feel like you've been on an emotional roller coaster with these people. You might be shocked to find that they have third parties because what were they doing? What were their intentions if they have third parties? Some of them have come around you and have known that you were divine feminine. I know that you're the one for me. You're divine feminine. You are these men, you are their empire walking, you are their commercial, you are their business, you are their brand, you are the mother of their children, you are the queen. You call the shots. So whatever they've been doing has been extremely abusive and toxic to you. A lot of them are in deep regret after you have recovered from some type of blow that they took with an evil spirit. This person, you were shocked to find yourself on an emotional roller coaster with these men because they have had you in a third party triangulation with people that they know are false and wearing a facade. These love triangles, they know that those are not real love. They're aware. They're very aware where their heart is, but they have deep insecurities with you. And you might feel like you have to fight them off. You might feel like you have to defend yourself from these men. These are coercive and powerful men at Divas Can Manifest org, and they are not rendered safe for society. They may know that you're the one, but if they know, if they're with the karmic and they're aware of it, they're intentionally trying to sabotage you and they are intentionally harming you. Is this someone that you want? They are the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Burdensome and painful relationships with these men because they make you sacrifice because you have a Midas touch and because you are known as the queen. Benevolent, regal, feminine energy. Some of them have a problem with your occupation, and so they make a lot of excuses as to why they abuse you, as to why they have third parties, as to why they're away from the relationships. And a lot of you have been in a long, prolonged conflict with these men because of your occupation. You have been in a long conflict with these men because they have been too insecure to have a harmonious relationship with you. Hi, friends. Welcome into Sunrise Soul. These people, you constantly have to give to them all the time. These are draining, coercive, but powerful men. They see you and they can't take their eyes off of you. Hi, you guys. Did you wish me happy birthday, friend? Hi, friends. Welcome in. They know that you're a star. They see you as the star of their life. Everything surrounds you because you are the divine feminine and you were the most fertile and fully embodied from the activation of these men. But they have been having a poor self-image around you, and have really grown intimidated and resentful around your occupation or your queen bee status. These people have been leading you to recover a lot from their abusive behavior or their emotional tantrums. This latest emotional tantrum, these people burden you with a lot of responsibility. These men have been wanting to take you out of your soft state because you are divine feminine. So you are very soft, still, fertile, compassionate, and trusting in the sacred flow of this whole situation. Some of you guys are staying committed to these men, but they burden you with a painful ending where they triangulated you with someone that they knew that they were aware that was karmic. Okay? These men are aware that their behavior is karmic. I repeat, these men are aware that their behavior is karmic. They were aware that this painful ending and burdensome situation would be something that you needed to recover from. A triangulation where they chose someone else instead of honoring their family. They can't stop watching you though. They don't help you with anything, but they leave you to recover on your own because they are resentful about their own insecurities around your Midas touch and your queen bee status. You guys, there may be a silver lining. These high friends, these silver linings that you may have with these men are, there is a situation where you you do recover. Okay, these third parties, hi friends, I will check comments in a second. Okay, let me get done with the pre-channel and then we'll move into the scripture and I'll put my glasses on. Okay, but this pre-channeling, these masculines, excuse me, where was I? These men have been extremely abusive because they take advantage of a domestic structure that you guys have in your life. Maybe you are married or in commitments with these people or share a home with these people, these men. For others, they have been brainwashed by an evil spirit. Um, but for others, they are aware. This is not brainwashing. They're aware that they're doing something karmic. They are aware that you need their help with something. They're aware that they're with a false person. They're aware that you are the one for them. They're aware that you are the right choice for them. They're aware that you're the one that's their peace. You're the one that they want to do business with. But some of you guys are in this cycle where you can find a silver lining, where you might need to focus on work on your own career and finances, or you're working to on an entrepreneur ability or creative spirit. Some of you have also been needing to tend to something else. There's a lot of small details to be tended to. So some of you can't find the silver lining. The timing may not be right for a lot of these situations, but some of these people, there is a lot of potential in the relationships where you might want to stay committed. But for others, some of you, there's been so much distance put between you and some of these men. You just realized that they could not have a peaceful relationship or that the conflict had gotten out of control. It's so strange that they're aware of their karmic behavior, but they can't evolve their behavior. These men are destructive and dangerous health and safety threats to you. If they still come around you, they're wearing a facade. If they still come around you talking to you and not helping you and not doing what you want them to do, then they're wearing a facade and they are undermining your feminine energy. You are divine feminine energy. And so you are marked by receptivity and associated with the highest amount of fertility and creativity associated with this person. So a lot of you have this person's business empire baby, okay, book, and these people have a resentment around a conflict that you have, these men. And while you are compassionate, unconditionally loving, forgiving, these men are not unconditionally loving or compassionate. They're very selfish, very self-centered, very egotistical in their generosity, and extremely indulgent at your expense. Do not make excuses for their bad behavior. Do not ignore betrayal trauma. If they know that you need help with something, say fuck you and get the fuck out, you dumb, dirty bitch. Stop staying committed to people who are aware of behaviors that are harmful to you. Stop letting a narcissist triangulate you. Some of you are literally pregnant with this person's child. And they have been burdening you and leaving you in painful situations because they have a resentment that they cannot evolve. This person, they feel like they're taking you on this emotional roller coaster, and some of y'all are pregnant. And that is also, being pregnant is a medical condition. Some of you guys have been in some other adversity or illness, and these men have been indifferent to your suffering. Oh, but you're divine feminine, right? I know you're the one for me. Then what are you doing? I'm too insecure to expand. But you know that the divine feminine is suffering, struggling, at risk. Strange. Stop making excuses for their betrayal. Them not showing up for you is betrayal. Them not responding to you, betrayal. Triangulation, narcissistic abuse. Discern the spirits. Discern the spirits. This person has you in a triangulation with someone that they've already discerned was an evil spirit. So what does that make them? That makes them public enemy numero uno. You are shocked to find that this person has been dogging you. Okay, some of them have been, they've been dogging you with a false person, someone who's fake. And if they are supporting, offering aid and comfort to someone who has been threatening to you, that makes them your number one threat. This person, some of these men have left with a mystery. Okay, some of them have information about fraud. They have information because some of you guys are stars, or you have, like I said, you're the queen, you're the Midas. They might have information about fraud against you. They might have information that you might need at court. Something that has been a violation to you that they're aware of. What does that mean? What do I identify as? I identify as a hetero cis woman, okay? to be frank. But we accept all here. And I used to be a little gay. What'd you say? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, you can ask a serious question. Okay, I'm not reading. I don't care. Anyway, so yes, friends. Some of them, they make a lot of different excuses about you, make a lot of different, they validate their behavior towards you because you may have an occupation, okay? Some of you guys, you're working mothers, or you, like I said, you have been this big explosion of creativity and fertility in this person's life, in these men's life, and they have instead of honoring you, they conflict with you and triangulate you with something false. And they try to act like you're not the reason why they have expanded so much, or why they have had so much creativity, or why they have been successful in a way. This is strange. You might feel uncomfortable staying committed in this situation because someone has really taken you on an emotional roller coaster ride and have left you to make a lot of sacrifices. And you've, I don't know, something where you've had to intellectually and spiritually help them form an ideology so that they can anchor to their heart space. But no matter how much giving that you do with this person, it feels like they still have not evolved. I don't know how much more giving that you can give, okay? We have for your affirmation from the Divine Feminine Oracle, Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all that I need. A lot of you, these people, these men don't give you anything that you need. They give everything to a false person that they're aware of. They have a karmic challenge of never choosing their divine feminine. That's really sad. And it's because of deep insecurities. They feel safer wearing a facade. Okay? And I don't know if this is something that you would want to stay committed to. That's your decision. Okay? You are expanding nonetheless around your resources, your values, big Jupiter energy through the second house as well, second house energy, resources, values, and a whole lot of success and accomplishments. Your soul is all that you need. You don't need anything from them. And that's why they're bitter as well, because a lot of them have seen you as this entrepreneurial spirit, this person who provides for themselves financially and spiritually. And a lot of that makes you divine feminine, okay? But they have built a resentment around your creative expansions. They have built a resentment around your success and accomplishments. They see you reigning as Queen Bee, and they feel so insecure around your success and accomplishments in a way. Some of them have been daydreaming about you, and they just feel more safe in their daydreams, and that also makes you uncomfortable, okay? We're not daydreaming. This is real life. These are real needs. These are real, you know what I'm saying, real relationships. These are real problems. And triangulating with the narcissistic abuse is like literally the last thing that you should do. Like, I don't know what's going on, but they are aware, okay? They're aware, okay? And they just are sitting there resentful with insecurity about your success, accomplishments, or occupation. Some of you, there's a lot of glamour around your entrepreneur or creative ability. And this has planted a lot of seeds of doubt. This has created a lot of feelings of mistrust around you because something that you do could be illusory. They don't know how you have been so receptive, how you've had so much creativity expand for you, how you've been so fertile, and how you've been so lucky. They see that despite them not giving you anything, you've still been so lucky to have been successful and accomplished, and they've just been sitting there daydreaming, not accomplishing with you, and sitting with someone karmic or sitting with something false that they know is false. They literally have been aware of the false, okay? And they don't have, they're in a worse position than you, okay? They need to have more time to recover from their poor investment to triangulate you. There was something that they were doing where they knew that you were the one, but they started to do something abusive anyway. And so that led to a delay, or that led to a missed opportunity. that let you, like I said, this felt like something where this triangulation was an attack. They wanted to harm you and to hurt your self-esteem. They knew that them choosing someone else would leave you to recover from something, especially if you got pregnant by this person and they have not decided to support you through pregnancy. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. But this person has been not a proper guardian. And you might be divine feminine, but they might not be the one that you choose. Okay? Um, I think that with the magician, anything is possible. You are a powerful creator and manifester, and these people have been karmic and aware. And that's really sad. Okay? And I think that that really hurts you a lot. Okay? These people have been in a one-sided conflict. These men are in one-sided conflicts that they cannot evolve, y'all. Okay? Yeah, they're very rude. I don't even read. I'm not even reading it. I think that when, the men are very rude because they hate to hear women talking about their misogyny, their patriarchy, and their narcissistic abuse. The reason why they're making rude comments is because they're triggered by what I'm saying. That's why. Um I'm sorry, you gotta go too, because you keep saying stuff that don't make sense. Um, I don't want to hear that. If y'all can't talk and you can't type and write a syntax a sentence, if you can't put a syntax together, I'm not reading that. I'm not listening to nothing stupid. I'm not reading nothing stupid. Some of these men are not smarter, not that smart. They're not as smart as you. And especially if you've been the Midas, you've been the entrepreneur ability and creative spirit, and that really emasculates men as well. Okay, especially they see you as the queen, they see you as the one that calls the shots, they see you as the one who gets everything that you want and that you don't need anything from them. And they've been in conflict with you about your occupation or something illusory that you're doing that you haven't been sharing with them about, but they also haven't really showed up in a way that where they deserve to know your innermost thoughts, feelings. Okay, some of you guys, you show up as an entrepreneur ability or creative ability, and that is just all they get is you performing your skill. And it's because some of you guys are long distance from them, or there's a lot of privacy and boundaries around this commercial, social media, or separation that you've had with them. Maybe you've put up a lot of boundaries with these men. Hi, friends, welcome in. Happy Sunday, friends. Welcome in, okay? How many more disgruntled, abusive men that want to battle women want to jump in the chat? How many abusive men want to jump in the chat today? Like, fuck you, you little dick bitch. Fuck them. Seriously. This is not, I don't care if you can't do anything about it. This is strange that they're not the Ten of Swords. This is strange that they're the Ten of Swords. This is like, what was I saying? This is a one-sided conflict or something like that. Okay, this is a one-sided conflict that these men have. And this is strange because you are their divine feminine and you're the one that was extremely receptive to them and the one that was marked by the greatest amount of fertility and creativity. So your expansion of your resources and values from their activation has actually embittered them. Okay? These men are really bad. They suck. They're too insecure to come out of these self-sabotaging behavior. But what's even more sad about it is that, like, it's different when you self-sabotage and you're aware that you're self-sabotaging. Or you're not aware that you're self-sabotaging. What's really bad is that you're aware that you're self-sabotaging. You're aware that you're sabotaging the relationship by not showing up. You're aware that you're leaving the divine feminine to recover. You're aware that you're asking the divine feminine to stay committed while you explore something false at their expense. Let me repeat myself. They explore something false at your expense. Become very clear and anchored to the belief that this is not something that you want to continue, so that they can stop undermining your feminine energy and draining you. They undermine your feminine energy so that they can go explore your they can go explore other options with your creativity and fertility to see if they can make other options fertile like you. But these people are never manifesting anything. They're not entrepreneurial abilities, creative spirits. They're not soft, still, calm, and compassionate. These are men who have a self-destructive behavior. They are characterized by a behavioral health issue that makes them unsafe for a relationship and society. Some of these narcissistic men have charm and persuasion and have a romantic attraction that makes them accepted in society. They may be well endowed, entrepreneurs, businessmen, teachers, fathers in society. They project their ideal image of themselves into society, but they're really abusive men who are exploring evil spirits at your expense. They're really men who cannot let go of resentment. These are men who hate themselves and cannot love themselves to honor your relationship. You might feel that they're your that they're your number one enemy as well. Okay? Heart chakra energy. They're aware that these evil spirits are facades. They've already discerned the evil spirit. They're aware. So it's painful that that they are burning you with this awareness. They want you to keep giving and giving and giving and giving. Why? Bless them all. They're really, like I said, some of them are out in society pretending to be charming and charismatic, but they're really these abusive men who destroy women and their families. These are really men who are doing illegal activities in their businesses. Some of them are facing major lawsuits. They could be facing criminal punishment or some type of financial penalty. These men are losing their wealth. These men escape their responsibilities. These men have addictions to drugs, substances, and addicted to triangulating you with something false as an evil spirit to taint your experience, to hurt you, make you feel, they want to make you feel insecure. They want to hurt you. And that's why they're so dangerous. It's because they're aware that you need help and they don't offer you anything. They keep asking you to give, 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 and give. They want you to stay committed to their narcissism. Because there's something mysterious about you, illusory about you, or they see you as a siren. And that makes them angry too, because they see so many other suitors and potential prospects irresistibly drawn to you. These are dangerous, coercive, manipulative, angry, enraged, and unhinged men. Going out into society, on social media accounts, acting like they're healthy, acting like they're loyal. They always project their ideal image of themselves. They're not nowhere near this image of themselves that they projected. Hi, Ava and Maddie. Hi, Ava and Maddie. Hi, Ava and Maddie. They're just the AI. They're just the artificial intelligence. And they keep glitching. LOL. Khalid. Khalid. Okay. I don't care. I'm paid. Let's get the scripture for today, okay? See if we can get anything else, okay? Well, just a quick message today. And so what's today? The 18th, okay? Courage for Christ. This is the Bible Gateway for Christians new to tarot, by the way, okay? You scared of the men? Yeah, be very scared of these men. Like I said, they're narcissists and they're out of society getting supported with, you know, their charisma and charm out of society is getting supported, but they are extreme family violence, okay? Courage for Christ. It is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be at all ashamed, but that with full courage, now as always, Christ will be honored in my body, whether by life or by death. Philippians 1:20. What are your hopes for your life? Perhaps you want a meaningful career, to go on worldwide adventures, to become a wife, or to simply raise wise and wonderful children. Of course, we all hope to live a life that honors God, but are we courageous about our faith as much as Paul expresses in this verse? Paul knew that the Christ that he preached was offensive to people. The gospel was very hard for others to accept. However, Paul was confident that eventually all would know the truth of Christ. And in this, he knew that he would not be ashamed. How would you allow this to be your hope as well? Okay. Honor God with your whole life by being courageous enough to share Christ with the world. Jesus, I want to serve and honor you with my whole life. Teach me to understand the gospel and then give me the courage to share with others around me. Let me hope and expect, as Paul did, that I will not be ashamed at all. Okay? So, you guys are experiencing a lot of grace in the face of these abusive, coercive, and dangerous men. You are offensive to these men. Even if they know that you're divine feminine, you're the one for them. They are very offended by what you preach. Paul knew that the Christ that he preached was offensive to people. These men are very offended by your enlightenment, especially traditional men, patriarchal, misogynistic men, men in a traditional household, men who may be older than you, men that you might work with, okay? They are very offended at the enlightenment that you preach. That's scary. It is very hard for others to accept your way of living. It offends them because they are not in alignment with the benevolence or the benevolence of Christ, the benevolence of God as a universal source of consciousness. These men are angry, enraged by your divine femininity, your benevolent, regal femininity, and your benevolent authority to protect others. Your protection that you offer others, your benevolence, the enlightenment that you preach, makes it hard for them to exploit you. It makes it hard for them to violate you. It makes it hard for them to walk all over you. It makes it hard for them to triangulate you with a narcissistic abuse. Ain't no ride or die, bitch. Fuck you. Straight like that, hoe. Straight like that. It's personal. Very fucking personal. The reason why they're offended, like I said, a lot of these men who may jump in the comments as well, who hear this conversation about abusive men, they're offended because they're indulgent and they know that it's a form of escapism and being a deadbeat father. They're addicts, they're abusive, and they keep escaping their responsibilities through daydreaming. And when it's time for them to show up in a meaningful way, they create a conflict to escape their responsibilities. That is a dangerous man, not safe for society or a romantic relationship. Do not let them get away with harming you. Do not stay committed. Do not give them any more second chances. Do not talk to them anymore. Say nothing. A narcissist expecting you to ride an emotional roller coaster with a false person or a fake, a evil spirit is crazy, dangerous. Absolutely the fuck not. It is really hard for them to accept truths that would mean that they have to evolve their indulgences. They would have to evolve their addictions. They would have to work, do what they're supposed to do. You're just a misogynist, you're just patriarchal, and you think that just because you're a man that you're supposed to sit up and get an authority? No, you don't have no fucking authority. Are you showing up with the entrepreneurial spirit? Can you follow the vision? Where's the creative ability? Oh no, the divine feminine is the receptive, creative that led to this fertility, this grander expression, a new way of functioning, a new way of relating, a new way of existing, relating to others. They're aware of the change and expansion that you brought into their lives. But when it's time to support you, they're nowhere to be found triangulating you. Do not get on no emotional roller coaster with no dumb bitch. Cancel them. No support. No talking. No playing their music. No adding them. You starve this narcissist now. You wonder why you're feeling bad? You wondering why you're drained? It's because they're leading you to recover from their abuse. That was a blow that you needed to duck and dodge. They wanted to hurt you because they saw you as a queen, and they were offended by your benevolent authority that protects others. Some of you guys, they wanted to embarrass you. They wanted to leave you, hang you to dry. They wanted to make it seem like you weren't wanted, and they wanted to make you feel insecure. But some of them, when they did this, it was an instant fucking karma, and you got many offers of dick. You're a siren, irresistible. You can have any man that you want. Some of you guys leveled up as this Midas. You leveled up as this Midas. You leveled up as this queen. You leveled up as the authority. And they grew intimidated through this process, that they were not the creative ability, entrepreneurial spirit, that they were not the one that could find the solution. They just kept daydreaming about you and grew resentful at you finding your own solutions. Some of them had solutions. Some of them had information about a crime. Some of them had money, resources that they can offer you. But they said they wanted to explore an evil spirit. All the women at Felicia Latrice Tarot are real friends. Straight like that. LOL. Thank you. Nice everything. Nice shoes. Nice creativity. Nice books. Nice tarot cards. Nice ass teeth. Nice ass titties. Nice fat ass. Nice ass bag. Nice ass eBay shop. Getting shopped at every day. Nice ass birthday haul. Nice ass life, period. Nice everything. What you got? Nothing. Nice face. Nice face. What you got? Yes, on the internet, running up a bag every month. This is my job, my career. I'm a maven. Okay? That's why Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Elon Musk, and any other celebrity that you can name is sitting here watching because they need help too. Yeah, nice everything. Nice authority position. Nice life. Nice queen. Queen B, bitch. Want no smoke with me. Let me reintroduce myself. If you don't know me, now you know. Nice. And what you doing? Nothing. Have nothing. You have nothing. You're not nice. For real, friend. They just see, like I said, they're mad because they're mad men who cannot accept this truth that is preached. Okay? Don't be ashamed of your situation because some of them, they wanted to make you ashamed. But a lot of y'all start getting bigger, better offers. Okay? Bigger, better. I'm a bad mama jamma. That's true, friend. A big bad mama jamma. And you a big L. Big L's. Big losers. Big flops. Big drops. No social media account. Nothing to do. Not getting dick down. No occupation. Just an evil spirit, a zombie in the apotheosis. That's what you are. Just like the rest of the coercive men at Deeps Can Manifest org. Okay? What are your hopes in life? I hope you have hopes of being a better man. Because you truly are disgusting stains on society and in your families, coming around with your escapism, your addictions, and your battering of women. Don't feel insecure because some of y'all got way more coming in, way better options than this fool that couldn't evolve. You have everything that you need. It's over. You are expanding, okay? This is what happens with a narcissist, okay? They're very aware of their behavior, and they are just too insecure, so they sit there in a self-destructive behavior, and they know that the longer that they wait, the more you are moving on to someone else, is what I'm hearing, okay? But that is the script, the devotional for today, friends, okay? These men wanted you, especially you guys might be scared because there's so many men enraged at what you preach. There's so many men enraged because they are addicts, they're abusive, and they're really unfortunate people that were not smart enough to follow your big vision. They were really emasculated men who may be trapped in the closet. They might have organ inferiority complexes. These are men that do a lot to overcompensate for their deep, deep insecurity. They struggle with their sexuality, so they keep projecting their paternal attachment issues. They keep trying to say that you're doing something wrong or fighting with you, right? Oh, because you're a benevolent authority, right? They want to fight for power, but that's really them being gay, or that's really them being, you know, they might need a transgender, or they might need something less fortunate than you, okay? They're not divine masculine. You're divine feminine, and you're fertile, creative, soft, still, and calm. Do not be afraid or ashamed of preaching, right? They cannot accept these truths because they are offended by the truth. That does not make it any less than the truth. It makes them a narcissist. Stay away. Stop staying committed to these people who are aware. Some of you guys, that may sound easier than it is to execute. But there's so many of these men who have just fallen short, okay? And I know that you might struggle with finding a solulu and getting away from some of these men, especially if you live with them or have financial securities established with these men, okay? But there is a fear of your own empowerment. You can get away from them. You can, and you will. Don't be afraid, be courageous, and keep practicing what you preach and aligning with someone who will not bring you burden and painful ending. They wanted you to hurt. Because they were insecure, they triangulated you with an evil spirit because they wanted you to hurt. They wanted you to recover because they were offended. They couldn't overcome their own indulgences and addictions. They were mad at you for being an entrepreneur with creative abilities, and they did not feel smart enough to evolve. They had self-sabotaging behaviors and self-destructive behaviors that undermine you and themselves. And that was just pure evil. That was really unfortunate though, okay? Because you're the one expanding. Anyway, okay? They're mad about something illusory that you're doing, or they're mad about seeing your glamour on TV. They're mad about seeing you unbothered, untethered, okay? Don't be bothered. Don't be tethered, okay? There's so many of these men that are angry at beautiful women. There's so many of these men who struggle with their sexuality issues in the closet with transgenders, in the cheap hotel with the transgenders, you know? There's so many men who've had really bad fathers themselves. They have addictions to alcohol and drugs. They have gambling addictions. They have an addiction to gaming and taking you on an emotional roller coaster despite them knowing that you're the one. What is the addiction to making the divine feminine struggle? That makes the divine feminine uninterested. Okay? And you also gotta go. Okay? You're very upset. Okay? You men, you're very upset. And that's very sad. Okay? Every time we get on here, there's a man that's angry about something. It's not the women talking. It's not the women making those kinds of comments, y'all. I can't even read that shit. Like I can't even read that shit either. Like y'all get on here, y'all start typing, with a ferocity that could not be controlled because you cannot accept the truth of realities. You come on, triggered and things of that nature by someone a stranger that you found on the internet. It's because you really need to recover from something. And I do sympathize with these men in society. They're not successful. They want to be businessmen. They want to be celebrities. They want to be public figures. They want attention too, Fran. They want to be on Glamour. They want to be with Neptune. They want to be on TV too. They wish they had a crowd of people watching them on live stream. They wish that they can take their mask off and be accepted by others. They wish that they can be disciplined. They wish that they can overcome their addictions. They wish that they were successful like you. And being divine feminine, being a feminine woman, a queen that has it all together is very emasculating. They're very offended by these strong values that you preach through the second house and how liberated you are. It reflects back to them that they're not liberated. They're karmic and they're aware of it. Okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Let me know for real, period, friends. God got you. For real, you are divinely protected because these men are under a brainwashing, they're under a black magic, or they are literally an evil spirit also. Okay? So if that's really scary, but do have courage to practice, to preach, have courage to continue to protect those with your benevolent authority. Starve the narcissist. They will blow up your phone sometimes, but that is only to get a reaction out of you. Okay? Protect yourself. Protect your divine sacred feminine energy. Healing the wounded feminine energy means not letting an abusive man undermine you with an emotional roller coaster. Okay? Stop letting them trigger you. Trigger insecurity when they don't prioritize you. They don't prioritize themselves. They hate themselves. Especially y'all, some of y'all are the mother of their children. You are on the face of their commercial. You are their whole world. And they keep risking it for, out of insecurity, gambling addictions, other types of addictions, indulgences that you cannot relate to because you are much more secured. You're much more stable. They're just offended by you being on a higher vibration and them needing you. They always need you. But where are they when you need them? Where is their resources? Where is their support? Where is their financial support? Where is their peace? Some of them, they might even be around. They still just fighting. That's not peaceful. Okay, that's not peaceful. Stop giving to these people. Starve a narcissist and put them in the grave where they belong with the rest of the evil spirits that they kept needing to explore. Okay? For real, friend. You know? Friend, I'm not triggered. Okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not triggered. Okay? I will tell you who is triggered. The divine feminines are not triggered. The masculines are triggered, okay? And I'm a maven, okay? Says, you know, per the top 1% of the wealthiest people in the world. Okay? I don't need you to validate anything. I don't need your comment. I don't need any of that. I'm a maven. And I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay? Okay. So good luck with your pitiful career or your constructive feedback that I really don't give a fuck about. Okay? We don't give a fuck. There's nothing that anybody can tell me. The divine masculine, the masculines are triggered. Okay? That's always how it is. And we're tired of you being triggered, friend. Men are very triggered right now. They're all the same. They're always triggered at the same time too. Okay, if you got multiple men, check the energy. They all come out as the same. They're all in the same karmic resentment, one-sided conflict. The shit be coming out of nowhere. You're in a one-sided conflict that's delusional because you escape your responsibility. Because you can't evolve your addictions. Because you feel insecure. Because you're not doing as well as the divine feminine. That happens a lot. The divine feminine is a maven. The divine feminine is a queen, crowned and gloried across the world. If you don't know me, I'm Big Renaissance, crowned and gloried across the world, right? The divine masculines are not doing as well. They're in reversals. They're angry, resentful, mad, okay? Cannot accept benevolent authority, escaping their responsibilities, too insecure, obsessed with losing their wealth, hoarding their emotions, undermining you and themselves because they're a self-sabotager, okay? Unfortunately, okay? They really are, friend. They really are. I'm hearing that they really are. Like, they really are, like, reacting very, like, like, they're, like, you know what I've been learning this about myself is that, like, people react to me. Like, I discovered that I was a siren. I did not know that I was a siren, but I discovered that I was a siren. And so all of this international chaos that's been going on has been because I'm a siren. Elon Musk, Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Aminati Music, and a whole slew of other celebrities have been obsessed with me because I'm a siren, and I literally have been learning that when people see me, they become overwhelmed and they become obsessed immediately. Like, you know, it's unfortunate. That's what, you know, people are really obsessed with Renaissance, okay? And it's hard being, you know, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that have been obsessed with me. It's like their reactions be so grandiose and intense. Like, motherfuckers went and made 4 whole studio albums about my life. Like, Beyonce made 3 whole albums about my life. Aminati made 3 whole albums about my, like, people are literally like obsessed with me and my life. And I'm just like, I was not expecting so many people to become obsessed with me and to become like their reaction to me be overwhelming me. I'd be like, like, I don't want no attention. Like, I really didn't want the attention. I really just was here to help people. And then, you know, people from all over the world was like, but your body. I'm like, okay. Yeah. LOL. You literally, like I said, you people are just not making sense. You're not making sense, Red. Please, bro is fighting us. Bro is fighting a losing battle. This what the men do, Fred. They be in a one-sided fight by themselves and they keep losing. It's like the divine feminine always expands and the divine masculine gets caught in a reversal out of a one-sided conflict that they can't evolve. Like, and you know, a part of, like I said, is that, you know, if you're a divine feminine in a female form, you really don't have the same lifestyle and values as a masculine. Like, they really will struggle with loving unconditionally. Choosing, like, forgiveness is a conscious decision to release resentment. So a lot of men that are masculine could be having a really hard time letting go of resentment, and their reactions be so grandiose. Like, the men, whatever happens, that, you know, that where you guys find a conflict with these men, their reactions are so over the top. Like, they act like bitches. That's probably why you probably think that they're gay, is because they always overreact and create like a big drama or conflict. Like, these men are very dramatic and conflicting. They're very, you know, sassy, Fran. Okay. LOL. All women have bad experiences with men. LOL. Yeah, they're just like, who the fuck is you? I'm Big Renaissance. I'm your boss, bitch. That's who the fuck I am. I'm your boss. And you probably didn't know I was your boss, but I am. Welcome to Felicia Latrice Tarot. I'm your boss. What? Y'all, what are you talking about? I can't read this. This is not, I'm sorry, I'm highly educated and I only like type with perfect grammar. You know, like I don't understand the jibber jabber. I don't understand the jibber jabber. I don't understand the I'm mad on the internet. I'm mad on the internet. I can't accept the truth. I'm mad on the internet. Of course. Very fine. Y'all already know. Thank you, Fred. Like, no, I think that, like, people always try to get on here and say, like, you know, like, people will try to make a lot of women who talk about issues with men get a lot of hate on the internet. I've been seeing this so much, y'all. This is not okay. You men arguing with women sounds crazy. You sound like you're gay. You're taking dick. Did you go to prison? You probably are a felon. That sounds like sexual trauma. I don't want no man with no sexual trauma in my family. If you got raped while you were in prison, just good luck with that. Why you go to prison? It was like, it's strange because, like, these men they're fighting because they don't want to, like, they don't want to do the right thing, and they keep trying to make different excuses as to why you're wrong. This is projection. If you find them projecting it onto you, it's literally because they keep trying to make excuses as to why their indulgences are valid, or why their addictions are valid, or why their behavior is valid. Like, that's really strange and spooky that you can't hold yourself accountable for your behavior. And that's really shows a paternal attachment issue. Like, you probably had a really bad father, you had really bad men in your life, you probably did go to prison or have issues, you know, creating a successful business for yourself. And you see women, girl bosses across the world who are running very stable businesses, like women who are benevolent authorities protecting women and children at risk. And, like, you are just like this criminal or this, like, out of control angry person that's, like, fighting on the internet with a woman who doesn't know you, or a woman that's a child, a younger woman that might be like a child or something like that. Like, why are you fighting with the mother of your kids? Why are you fighting with a woman who's preaching Christ? Why are you fighting with a woman who's protecting other women and children? Why are you fighting with a woman woman who hasn't really done anything to you. Like, girl, they get mad at anything and be like, it's your problem why I'm not successful. It's your problem why you're the one that finds all the solutions for the family. Like, it's your problem why, like, oh, it's your problem why, I'm an unsuccessful businessman. You're unsuccessful businessman because you don't have self-control. You mix business with pleasure. You keep inviting evil spirits into your business. These men are literally dumb as fuck. Like, I would never let you touch my finances. And then they want you to have a financial codependency on them. And you're like an addict with a gambling addiction. You make bad investments, or you keep like engaging with something false. Like, you're most definitely not like getting access to my financials. Like, you won't know. Like, some of y'all, these men are very mad and conflicting with you because they see that you have addressed your personal freedoms through the second house, and that you have enhanced your resources in a way. You've expanded your financial capability, but you have not shared with them how you've done it. And so they're very mad at your financial autonomy. That also means that they can't control you with money. I know that there may be a big gender wage gap, but a lot of you women are benevolent authorities and you make your own money. And a lot of these men cannot handle a woman making their own money. That means that they're not going to just stick around for physical security. That means that you can't manipulate them into sticking around for financial security because they have their own financial security. My way or the highway. I got my own shit. I think I'm on, bitch. For real. Thank you so much, Sarah. I've had tons of bad experiences with men. Like, I've had tons. This is the reason why I can speak on it, friend. Okay? I love men. I get a lot of men. Okay, friend? So whatever kind of like opinions you might have about my physical appearance, my niggas don't feel that way. My niggas pay for all this, actually. Okay? Okay. So let me just tell you that right now. You see about 7,000 people sitting up. You see a big legacy and a brand that you can't even imagine having because you are an abusive man that's toxic and can't evolve addictions. If you have any opinions about my physical appearance, ask the niggas that's fucking and paying me. Ask the niggas that's paying and fucking me. I'm just your boss. I don't need you to validate my beauty. Okay? If you're new here, hi, I'm Felicia. I'm your boss. So like I said, when you have your own shit, you date differently. And they mad at you because you have your own shit. Some of them, they hate you because some of you got more money than them. You got better deals than them. You got more deals than them. Some of you, your network expanded so much after a man did something abusive to you. They were like, I know you're the one for me, but I'm gonna choose someone else instead. And they saw you go and get another man. And that really made them mad. Cause like I said, my next man always has more money. My next man always is better to me. Okay? Of course I've had terrible experiences with these idiot men. Because for one, I've had a really abusive father growing up. I've had a really poor father figure growing up. I've never had, good examples of men. And even the men that's in society projecting their images online as good fathers, as good men, as successful businessmen, like I said, they will project the ideal image of themselves. But that is not who they really are. They're coercive, abusive, and they keep getting mad about anything on their telephone. Okay? Okay, I don't care. LOL, you guys, yes, I'm hopping off too, okay? Yeah, retract the message, friend. We don't care about your opinion. This is an organization for women and children at risk. And it's the most rewarded brand that you have ever seen. So, I don't give a fuck, you dumb, dirty bitch. That's what I think about you men. That doesn't mean I'm gay. I would fuck a broke man on the street that cherishes me before I fuck with any of these dumbass niggas watching on the internet. Am I triggered? No, I'm not triggered. But I am disappointed because there are a lot of women getting abused here, okay? And we are not ashamed because we know that we have plenty to give, but we know we make conscious decisions to not give to people who do not deserve us, okay? Please, do not give to people who do not deserve you. They keep expecting you to give. They keep expecting so many sacrifices from you. They're so totally unfair and absurd. Right? I love you guys so much. We will be getting back on the regular schedule of things, but you know, we have been adjusting. I'm about to move, and so things are really crazy. So bear with me. I might be a little bit woo-woo. I might be a little bit all over the place, off kilter a little bit, but I'm happy to be here, and I really enjoyed this message today because I think that we definitely needed it after all of what has come to light. Okay? Okay. Good luck, men. I hope that you're doing okay after hearing this message because I see that you were all riled up and things of that nature. Okay, I'm getting off, friends. I love y'all, and I'll see you later.